The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Here are the top stories of the hour. President Bongbong Marcos is currently witnessing an anti-warfare capability demonstration of the Philippine Navy. Marcos Jr. is observing the activity aboard the BRP Davao del Sur in the waters of San Antonio, Zambales. He is joined by Defense Officer in Charge Carlito Galvez, House Speaker Martin Romualdez, and other officials. The capability demonstration is said to be the Navy's first for anti-warfare. These include a naval helicopter, which utilizes sonar technology to detect stealthy submarines. The military service said this would help them protect the Philippine territory. The demonstration is part of a series of events in commemoration of the Navy's 125th anniversary this month. The Maritime Industry Authority, or Marina, has revoked the Certificate of Public Convenience of the company that operates MT Princess Empress, the ship that sank and caused a massive oil spill in Oriental Mindoro and nearby areas. The Transportation Department announced a decision against RDC, Ray Eld Marine Services, in a statement. According to the department, it was found during the investigation that the MT Princess Empress was operating without proper authority before it sank last February 28. The DOTR is now also looking into holding personnel from relevant maritime authorities liable for the incident. The agency said serious questions have been raised about the seaworthiness of MT Princess Empress. President Marcos held meetings with foreign ministers of Canada and Australia on Thursday. During the courtesy call, Canadian Foreign Minister Melanie Joly said her country is hoping for the Philippines' support in its free trade negotiations with ASEAN countries. Joly said Canada is negotiating to become a strategic partner of ASEAN. Marcos, meanwhile, expressed desire for the Philippines to strengthen bilateral ties with Canada. Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong also paid a courtesy call on President Marcos yesterday. During their meeting, Marcos underscored the importance of an enhanced partnership, citing the current geopolitical situation in the Asia-Pacific. Marcos hopes that Wong's visit will also strengthen the Philippines and Australia's cooperation in terms of trade, people-to-people relationship, and security and defense. Aside from the foreign ministers, Marcos also held a meeting with the Private Sector Advisory Council, or PSAC, where he welcomed a proposal to create the Private Sector Jobs and Skills Corporation. The palace says the PSJSC aims to upgrade the skills of the Filipino workforce, address jobs and skills mismatch, and generate more jobs. Marcos also called for stronger coordination between PSAC and concerned agencies like DOLE, DepEd, CHED, and TESDA to finalize the establishment of the PSJSC. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Maynilad reveals that around 1.1 million liters of water per day go to waste due to leaks. Chief Operating Officer Randy Estrellado told senators that this is 40% of Maynilad's daily water allocation from Angat Dam. He assured their customers that the company is now working to fix its faulty water pipelines. Estrellado noted that, in fact, Maynilad has already spent some 21.7 million pesos for repair and maintenance activities. The company said the cost will be shouldered by its consumers on a gradual basis.
Sa madaling salita ho, nakakaalat ho sa lahat ng consumers. Pero i-recover ho yun hanggang sa dulo ng concession. Hindi ho siya pinapasa one time.
Senator Robin Padilla wants a death penalty for government officials who violate the anti-agricultural smuggling law. During a Senate panel hearing, Padilla grilled customs officials who he alleged were not paying attention during the discussion on the smuggling of agricultural products. Padilla then bared his proposal to amend the Anti-Agri-Smuggling Act so that its violators may be punished with a death sentence. This as the senator insists that a life sentence in jail is not enough for agricultural smugglers.
Sa tingin niyo ba masaya ako na life imprisonment lang kayo? Magbibigay ako ng panukalang batas na kayo dyan sa Bureau of Customs na kapag kayo napatunayan na involved dito sa smuggling, dapat kamatayan din kayo.
Under the Anti-Agricultural Smuggling Act of 2016, violators may be sentenced to 12 to 20 years of imprisonment. Despite the 142 cases filed by the Customs Bureau since 2018 for violation of the said law, the Justice Department has yet to convict a single smuggler. Amid the discussion, the Customs Bureau and the DOJ began to point fingers as to who was to blame for the lack of convictions. However, Senator Cynthia Villar, who sits as chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture, Food, and Agrarian Reform, said the blame ultimately falls on the Customs Bureau.
It's a reflection on you, ang impression ng mga tao. Kasabwat kayo. Kaya walang 7 years. Wala miski isa man lang.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Lakas talaga nila sa inyo. Ako, pag may nagloko, nagnakaw, nag-file ako ng case para kahit na hindi siya mahuli, hindi na rin niya uulitin ang pagnanakaw kasi wanted na siya, di ba? Ito, ganun to gusto namin, may example.
Vice President Sara Duterte has resigned from Lakas CMD, where she served as chairperson. The Vice President made the announcement earlier this morning. Duterte ran under this political party during her 2022 vice presidential bid. The party is headed by House Speaker Martin Romualdez as its president and former President and Pampanga Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo as chairman emeritus. Duterte was appointed chairperson after winning as vice president. Vice President Duterte did not categorically state her reason for leaving Lakas CMD. But in her statement, she says she owes her current position to the trust of the Filipino people, which she notes, quote, cannot be poisoned by political toxicity or undermined by execrable political power play. Duterte did say, though, that she is grateful for the party's support. The Vice President is a known friend and ally of Congresswoman Arroyo, who has recently been removed from her senior deputy speaker post. Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo has meanwhile broken her silence over her being removed as House Senior Deputy Speaker. In a statement, Arroyo cleared the air over reports that she was supposedly plotting a coup against Speaker Martin Romualdez. She clarifies that her actions may have been misconstrued, citing meetings with a delegation of congressmen in Korea. Arroyo clarified that being Speaker is no longer part of her political objectives. She says this has been her position ever since Romualdez was elected in the 19th Congress. Arroyo notes that her current political interests are 1. To represent Pampanga, 2. To support Marcos's and Romualdez's legislative agenda, and 3. To use her experiences as former president to help the government if needed. Arroyo was removed as House Senior Deputy Speaker during a plenary session on Wednesday night. Her initial response to this move was a 6-word sentence. It's the prerogative of the House. Arroyo has been demoted to the role of Deputy Speaker and was replaced as Senior Deputy Speaker by fellow Pampanga Representative Aurelio Gonzalez. House Majority Leader Manix Dalipe said this move aims to, quote, unburden Arroyo of the heavy load required from the Senior Deputy Speaker position. And that's it for this hour. I'm Diego Castro. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. We are One News, all sides, all the time.